What's up guys? Welcome back to the King Shaka Customs channel. Today I have a good video for you guys. I think this will help a lot of people who are trying to get their seats into their truck. Now I took this video, this tutorial video, probably 2 weeks ago, and the last time I touched the seats before that was a previous 6 months before that. So in the video I'm a little rusty, but just give it a bit to watch, you'll see what I mean and what the process looks like. And in addition, before you even watch the video, I want you to go down to the description right now and look at the link that I have for this chart that I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a whole write-up and chart of what every wire looks like and what the whole write-up looks like for the wiring for these seats. And in addition to that, if you watch the video, you should have no trouble at all getting these seats in, fully functional with the heat working and them moving. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Alright guys, so this is my 2002 7.3 truck, and as you can see I have my driver's seat in. I made a video about 6 months ago or so, more than that, and I started to make my own harness for this, and I got it working with the seats and everything, but I never showed you guys really what I did because I didn't finish it before I finished that video. So today we're going to be showing you what I'm doing with the seats. Both of them. I'm going to redo like the whole thing and just show you everything, what it looks like kind of thing, and give you the what wires and stuff are which, and we'll go from there. So here we go. Alright, so you'll start with your seats out of the truck just like I have mine here, and now this works for King Ranch or Lariat seats, doesn't matter. Even with the, I got to show you something with the memory module that we're going to have to do. If your Lariat has the memory module, then this is the same procedure. So that should be the exact same, but start the seats out of the truck like this. This will work for a crew cab too. It'll be the same thing, and it bolts up or whatever. Obviously not the back seat because I don't have a back seat, but that's pretty straightforward there. So for these front seats now, what I did was I ended up building my own harness. I have the 08 side pigtails over here that plug into your seats, and I ran them under the carpet here, and then I ran them down here. So let's wrap around over there. As you can see here, they meet up here because the common grounds and all the wires, just I kept them all the same here, and they run here down into this. I just snuck them out right here, and they fit underneath there perfectly. And I ran them up the kick panel here to a box that I have. Ran them up through here to a box that I have sitting right here. This is a fuse block that I bought on Amazon. I could put a link where I got that from, but basically I just ran the terminal from here to a maxi fuse underneath here, which is one of the big fuses under the hood. Show you a link for that maxi fuse too. And I ran it right to the battery so that we're not frying up anything here. If anything goes wrong, it blows a fuse like it's supposed to, and all that good stuff, so we're not catching fire or doing anything crazy there. Alright guys, so in here you should be able to see my fuse right here. It's on the side right there, and then I have it obviously coming over to my battery, and I hooked it up. But there's a small little hole down there on the firewall, and you can feed the other end of the cable through, just so you can kind of see what I did there. The cable goes down and then through the hole in the firewall and then around into the cab where my fuse block is. So I will show you the pinouts for the seats, what they do and what colors are which, and then you can kind of run your wires here how you want. But these seats are very, very simple to get going, especially the passenger one, so we'll get into that one first. Alright, so now it's a good thing I wrote these down about 6 months ago because I forget the things a little bit, but I have it all here. I'll type it up real nice and neat because this got water damage and stuff, so that will be very neat. But basically your passenger seat is extremely simple here. I believe there's only 5 wires here. So there's 5 wires, and one of them is a power, which is just a 12 volt, 2 a fuse in your box here, which will get the seat moving, and then there's a ground, which you can hook to a ground, or what I did, I think I hooked it to the cab. I just used a screw and fastened it down to there so that I have a ground. And basically that will get the seat moving forward and backwards for the passenger one. Now the driver one's a little harder in that sense, but we'll get to there. And so now next, these other 4 wires, you're probably wondering what they do, and they run up through this relay here for the heated seats, which is a completely different story from just basic power to power these motors, because once you get power in, it'll move any direction. But these rely on something a little more intensive, since they are higher amperage to heat the seats. They need relay so you don't fry every wire in here. So what this has is a trigger wire, a ground wire for the relay, an input and an output wire for the relay too. So basically what I did was I took the wire colors, which obviously you have if you're looking at the chart right now, and I just ran 12 volts power to the one that's the inlet, and the outlet obviously goes up into the seat, which will turn on the seats. And then the ground wire, I just obviously hooked the ground, so that's fine. And then the other one I ran as a trigger wire, ran down through with the harness up to my switch up here, which you can get these on Amazon here. If you look at these seats switch, this one currently isn't even hooked up obviously, but you run it up there, and then you have a trigger wire which will get power from there, bring it here, activate the relay through the ground, and then you'll be able to get your 12 volts from your fuse box through the relay and power your seats, if that makes sense to you guys. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys, because that's basically how a relay works. And if you've watched my steering column video, you'll definitely know how that works. But this is basically the passenger seat. It's pretty simple. There's many options to do with the heated part under there. So I'll kind of leave that up to you. Whatever you want to do, you could do a regular toggle switch for your trigger wire. But relays there just so that you can handle a little higher amperage when it's running without having to destroy whatever switch you're using on the dash. Because this little guy probably would not be able to handle it, at least for a long time, you know. That's it for that, and then you obviously just build the harness here. Don't build your harness quite yet. Keep watching this video, because I got to do the driver's side and the middle seat, the middle console there, because when you do your harness, you just kind of want to run everything all at once, so you're not running a bunch of wires under there in random places and stuff. So let's go get to the center console next. Okay, so next is your center console. It just has a standard 4-pin plug here, and you want to get this off the donor truck 2 from the 08, and run this in with your harness too, which I did. There are 2 grounds on here and 2 power ones. I forget exactly which they are, so again, check that chart out. But basically you tie the grounds in like you would any other ground. I think, once again, I fastened it somewhere under here maybe for the ground, just to the cab, so that it would have a easy spot to hook the ground. But then the power, I ran both the power wires under here, and this is just straightforward DC current, and they're up here somewhere hooked into this fuse block, which again is messy. I got to clean that up. That's the point of today's video for me. But that's pretty straightforward there. There's nothing really else to do other than that. So that's that. Alright, so now you got your driver's seat here. Which has a similar plug to the passenger seat, which again, there are a couple more on here, which there's 8, I believe. All 8 are taken on this plug. And again, you got your power, which I ran underneath the harness here again, and hooked it into there with my fuse block. And then I had a ground, of course, and that'll kind of give you power to the seats. But you have this wire here, comes here with this plug that will hook into the memory module. You will not be able to use the memory module, so junk that, get rid of it, and then you'll be left with this plug. And as you can see, I haven't touched any of these wires yet, because again, I'm going to be working on this today to get these fully functional. But what I did for now is I jumped wires to get the seat to move for now. So I knew the pinouts. I took a little jumper wire and jumped it, which I do not recommend for long-term use, only to get the seats moving. So the concept is that the power comes in through here, goes to the memory module, which kind of knows where the seat is when you hit the button. And then once the memory module knows where you want the seat to go, it will actually put the power back out through here, down the wires, and control the motor. So this is kind of like an inlet and outlet sort of thing. But of course we don't have any memory module, so we're just going to straight wire it right past. to get our power straight from our controller, which is our switch right here. That'll send power through this one wire, and then no memory module jump over to this other wire, whichever color it may be, to get the power up to the motors to move that. So that's the only little difference on the driver's seat, really, is that. Of course, we're bypassing a module here, so we kind of got to make our own harness underneath the seat a little bit, but luckily we can just kind of tap these wires together without having to do too much. So I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Took the corresponding wire pairs and cut them, and then I connected them, and that's what this is under this whole mess of electrical tape here. But it's nice and secure and covered here and hidden, so that's what I did there. And then I just left the plug here because, knowing my crazy mind, I'm probably gonna do something with that in the future if I ever wanted to. With the memory module, I'd leave it here just so I don't have to go searching for this plug, and none of this stuff is really useful, the rest of the wires anyway, so it's not really going to hurt me just leaving it there. But that's just what I wanted to show you. I cut the wires, connected them, and then I just tucked them away with some electrical tape so that they're not all over the place. And now I can kind of tuck this away somewhere up in here and you never see it. So that's it. And now we're ready to install this into the truck with this plug on both sides, and this thing should work. And now next is the same thing with the heat. Power runs up through here, through the wires, and there's another relay up here, of course. And then that will have a trigger again, a ground, a power, etc. So run all that through here and up to the dashboard, where I have my other switch on my driver's side right here, which this acts as the trigger again with that. So I'll leave that up to you, whatever switch you want to put on there, but I'll show you the one that I did with a link in the description as well. That's basically that. This other wire right here, this is for sensors in the motor to know where it's at position wise, so you don't really need this one either. This one can kind of sit there, doesn't do anything, especially once we bypass this. So once we get this done, I will show you what it looks like. Again, you'll have the chart in front of you, so you can do the wires. It depends. There's two different things. There's a late production, early production. Mine happens to be the late production wire, so just line up your colors and make sure that they're the correct way, and you should have these seats moving in no time, and the heat should be fine with that trigger wire, like I said. So I'll show you. I'm going to install it, do a little bit of work off camera here, and we'll get going. And also, if I seem like I am a little bit off today, it's because I am, because I haven't looked at this stuff in 6 months, so I kind of forget it. So just bear with me. And once again, that chart that I type up will be very, very nice and neat for you, and have more instructions on there what to do. Alright guys, and now as I'm doing this, I'm putting my speaker and my back piece here back in from when I did that coil spring axle video. But if anyone's interested in seeing this in another video, I would definitely be down to make a video for that. So this is two 12-inch subs. I can make a video on all of it, but this is my subwoofer setup. So if you'd be interested, definitely comment below. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep on working before it gets dark, and hopefully just get enough done today to be able to move the seats in the truck, and then we'll worry about the heat tomorrow. Okay guys, I finished up the project today, and these seats look great in here with all the trim pieces back in. And I got my heating buttons to work properly. You can't really see it, maybe you can slightly, but the light's on. And then you come over here and you just turn the lights on for the dash. They shine like that. So both of them work good up here in the dash. This one, I actually broke some working on getting a new one, but I was changing the LED color, and by accident I broke the board inside of it, so that'll have to be dealt with. But I mean, it's there for now and it functions, it's just the light doesn't work. So these are amazing, they look really good, they look factory almost in my opinion, so that's good. And now you can see from the driver's side too, they look really good in here, and I'm happy that they are working correctly now. So once I looked at that paperwork that I had, those diagrams that I made 6 months ago, it came right back to me, I remembered it all. So I will definitely type those up, like I've said many times already, and have them available for you guys easily so you know what you're doing here. And that should be it. Next up down the road will probably be reupholstering them that one with the tape and slit right here. But that, I'm not really worried about that. I'm going to get some use out of them before I do that because they're easily usable. They're just a little blemished, but it is what it is. So, yep. Alright guys, that's going to pretty much wrap up the video today. I hope you guys really enjoyed it and now you can get your seats in your truck and working perfectly 100%. So if you did like this video and want to see more, definitely go down there, hit that subscription button, and definitely put the bell on for notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video.